welcome everyone. We're in charge. Please be seated. Secretary Lee from Hubei Province, Ambassador Wang representing the People's Republic of China and New Zealand, Vice Mayor Hu, the Vice Mayor of Wuhan City, sister city of Christchurch, Acting Consul General Lee, distinguished representatives of Hubei and Wuhan, distinguished city councillors. Welcome to you all.
首先欢迎来自湖北省的省委书记李书记，以及中华人民共和国驻新西兰的大使王鲁成先生，然后以及武汉的副市长，还有中国驻卡特伯雷地区的总领事李先生，欢迎各位贵宾的到来，以及其他湖北武汉各位同仁，欢迎您的到来。
May I thank my council colleagues for suspending the council deliberations this morning in order to welcome to our city Secretary Lee of Hubei, together with his distinguished delegation, and in particular also the Vice Mayor of Wuhan, with whom I will be signing an agreement this morning.
首先感谢大家，我们来推迟市政厅的商务会议，今天早上1点，为了欢迎我们来自湖北省的省委书记，以及非常荣幸欢迎武汉市的副市长，然后包括他其他的一些非常尊重的来宾。首先让我来介绍我市政厅的议员以及我的同事。
Secretary Lee will witness the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between Christchurch and Wuhan, which we as a city have adopted as one of our special sister city relationships. We will have our 10th anniversary next year, and this is a wonderful start to the celebrations that will accompany our special relationship.
李书记将会在今天早上和我们来一起见证，基督城和武汉市签署这个备忘录，这将标志着，这是我们非常荣幸的能够标志着基督城和武汉市走入第10个年代。
May I introduce to you our city councillors, starting with Deputy Mayor Vicky Buck, and perhaps if you could stand up and we can introduce each one of you. Councillor Vicky Buck, who is our Deputy Mayor.
市政厅的副市长 Vicky Buck.
So the equivalent of a Vice Mayor.
跟武汉市的副市长是一位台上的。
Councillor Jimmy Chen, who is on our Christchurch China Sister City Committee.
这是基督城的议员 Jimmy Chen， 他主要来负责新西兰的任何一个友好城市的一些关系。
Councillor Jamie Goff, who is also on the China Christchurch Sister City Committee.
议员 Jamie Goff 同样也是友好城市的一个。
Councillor Raf Manji, who is our finance spokesperson, so very important.
这是让同事负责经营方面财政。
Councillor Jani Johansson, who is also very active in our sister city committees, but is our longest serving city councillor.
他也是中心友好城市的一位会员，但是也是为基督城的一个发展做出贡献。
Councillor Paul Lonsdale, alongside Yanni, represents the central city of of Christchurch, and obviously is a big participant in the rebuild of our city.
他代表着市中心的这个范围，主要是建立中心重建的这个过程。
Councillor Pauline Cotter, who represents the Shirley Papanui ward. We have items on the agenda of council today that are of interest to her.
他主要负责的是一个塞里帕布努伊地区，然后今天也为您有这个其他的地区的答案。
And also Councillor Ellie Jones, who represents the same area and who was elected also, like I was, for the first time at the last election.
他和刚才那位议员是同一个地区。
The next two councillors represent the ward where I live. Councillor Glenn Livingston, who represents the Burwood Pegasus ward.
他代表的一个地区是市长现在住的这个地区。
And Councillor David East, who is very appropriately named because, of course, it is the east of Christchurch that he represents.
他的姓氏也是代表他在代表基层工作。
Councillor Clearwater, who chairs our Infrastructure, Transport and Environment Committee, so obviously very important to the rebuild of the city.
他代表的是运输、交通以及环境这方面。
And Councillor Tim Scandrett, who represents the same ward as Phil and who is involved in a lot of our festivals and events activities and has done a lot of work to make sure that the rebuild of the city also has an element of fun to it as well.
他和他刚才是同一个。
And Councillor Andrew Turner, who represents the smallest ward in terms of numbers, but the biggest ward in terms of land space. So he spends a lot of time driving from Banks Peninsula all the way back into Christchurch. He really does work very hard to represent that. Chairs our Community Housing and Economic Development Committee. And I would like to introduce our Chief Executive, Dr. Carleen Edwards, who was with us this morning. Thank you very much. I just want to mention briefly why this MOU is very important to us, because what it does reflect is a commitment to further education cooperation, something that really has formed the bedrock of the relationship between Wuhan and Christchurch City.
我首先要强调一下这个备忘录的重要性。首先，这个备忘录标志着基督城和武汉为以后的更多的教育发展、经济发展，然后也形成了武汉和基督城发展的这样一个基石。
The MOU also looks forward into the areas of economic development, trade and science and technology. And I think if you look at the relationship between Wuhan and Christchurch, you will know that there is much that we have in common, and the driving of the science, research, technology is very much a driver in Wuhan as it is here in Christchurch.
同样，这个备忘录我们也期待更多拓展更多其他的合作方面，包括像经济发展、贸易、科学和科技等其他方面。如果你看到基督城和武汉，你会发现有很多共同的地方，这也是一个促使两市发展的一个非常重要的一个动力。
Secretary Lee has led a delegation of over 100 business people to a business delegation who will participate in a business networking event this afternoon with Christchurch businesses, and I'd like to acknowledge the very hard work of the Canterbury Development Corporation and the Canterbury Employers Chamber of Commerce, which have helped put this together and make it, which I'm sure it will be, a most successful event.
李书记带领了超过100多人的商务访问团来到了基督城，然后我也相信，武汉和湖北的各位商界的人士和基督城的商界人士在今天下午的会议中会有更多的交流，更多机会的拓展。同样，我也需要感谢基督城的发改委以及商会对这次活动和这次访问做出了更大贡献。
Can I also in this forum acknowledge the very hard efforts of our local Consulate General in ensuring that these kinds of events make things happen between our two countries. The Hubei Cooperation Promotion Seminar this afternoon will bring together businesses from Hubei and Christchurch, and I believe will lead to good outcomes for our cities.
再次我也感谢中华人民共和国驻坎特伯雷地区的领事馆的各位同事，是你的贡献能确保这次活动的顺利的召开。同时，我们也希望在今天下午的这个会议当中，包括湖北的展示，能更多的一些交流出一些更多的结果和更好的一些成果。
And can I also acknowledge the work of Christchurch Educated, which has really helped to bring together a program that I believe will be most fruitful for the education representatives that have travelled with Secretary Lee.
同样，我要感谢坎德伯雷教育局做出的很大的贡献。我们也相信他们的一些和湖北教育机构和代表的一些交流的机会，能够为两个城市做出很大的贡献。
I think the most important thing around education is that it's a two-way street, and we've had students and educators travel both ways between Christchurch and Hubei province, Hubei to Christchurch, and I believe it's the strength of the reciprocity that really makes for the strength of the relationship.
我相信这个项目的好处就是，包括学生和学者能够从基督城和湖北双向的相互交流、相互沟通，这也是为城市发展美好前景做出很大的贡献。
So thank you, Secretary Lee, for bringing such an extensive delegation to Christchurch. We are honoured and privileged to play host to you and hope that you and your delegation get everything that you hope for from the next couple of days.
再次感谢李书记的到来，以及包括您带来的这些非常重要的一些贵宾。我们也希望您在基督城有一个非常好的时光。
And I would now like to invite you to respond.
现在也很高兴。
I know. Secretary Lee is going to honour us with a statement in English.
Just not to give us. Distinguished Mayor, Deputy Mayor, and every councillor, and every friend of the Christchurch city. Good morning. It's given me the great pleasure to meet you here in this beautiful city. Christchurch and Wuhan is capital city of Hubei, are sister of the cities. The soul is like that. I, together with my colleague, are here today to visit and sister and brother, but make this feel and home. Maybe I introduce the member of delegation, almost very important colleague of the Hubei province government. All come here. Mr. Lee is Mr. Lee is director of the Hubei province Reformation and Development Department. Mr. Lee, and Mr. Liu is the bureau of the Hubei province Education Department. Mr. Wang is very important. The man for the Hubei is director of the financing department. He have lots of money. And other is Mr. Lu is economy, the commercial department director, Mr. Lu, and other very important colleague come here. So lots of very important the Hubei colleague to visit our city and brother, which make us feel at home. Thank you, Mayor and Deputy Mayor and the councillor and the friend give us the feel at home. Christchurch is the largest city on the South Island of New Zealand, and the second largest window to international exchange in your country. The following outline with this world event environment. Christchurch is represent of the 100% the new. Economic, Christchurch is and Wuhan, Hubei as supporting to each other. And there are second foundation for the exchange and the cooperation between the two systems. Besides the agreement between the two cities, there will be under the agreement signed on the post-park reconstruction, joint education program, trade and agriculture products, which the cooperation between the church and the Hubei on this the key area fruit and the win-win, the double win result. Thank you very much.
Yeah, right. Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you all. And I thought the end was actually saying that she's not.